The voice actors behind Frozen just hit the jackpot, but a lot of money may be going to them. Disney could struggle to find a wind because it turns out their animated movies now may be so expensive to make, they can never make enough money back to even break even. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back yet again to another fun-filled time right here on That Part Place, where all the news should be fun. Today, we're talking about a lot of fun for voice actors at the very edge of the era of AI. 3 people have wisened up to Disney, made a lot of money off of them. We're talking about Idina Menzel and the rest, the cast of Frozen, making so much money, Vash, that Disney may struggle to make this be profitable. We're talking about Frozen 3, Frozen 4, and maybe more. Vash, what do we got today?
Oh, this is absolutely incredible. Maybe more. I don't know if Disney can afford more. There you go from That Part Place. Disney reportedly paying $60 million in salaries to Kristen Bell, Josh Gad, and Idina Menzel for Frozen 3 and 4. This by Marvin Montero. November 21st, 2025. Disney's reported salaries.
Question. Are these the only 3 people? Don't go back up to that picture. Are these the only 3 voice actors that'll be in Frozen 3 and 4?
Let me think. I don't think so, Pro. I think there might be 1 or 2 more cast members.
There's a dude in there, right? You know, Anna's love interest is Anna. We got to say with an accent. Anna's love interest is in this. And I don't know who plays the reindeer. I don't know who it is, but you know, it's probably on Tudyk. Somebody's going to get some money for playing a reindeer. And it's not going to be for chump change. Okay.
Yeah.
These 3 are getting a lot of money, but don't for a second doubt that the other folks are getting plenty of money as well. And Vash, when you add it up, there's probably $100 million just in voice acting for these films.
Right. Well, I mean, for both 3 and 4, you're talking what it's split between them. You're talking $90 million. Yes, absolutely, bro. I think you're talking well over $100 million just for voice talent connected to these 2 pictures. Now, we know that your average, Disney animated film is anywhere between, I would say, probably 180 to 250 is where the range is right there. But that's all mostly for production. Yeah, there are voice talent salaries included in that, but nothing this high. You are guaranteeing, Pro, when you're spending over $100 million for voice talent, that these be plus $300 million films. And at that point, it questions the ability to be profitable with this. I think Zootopia is going to be a real inflection point for the company, because if Zootopia does not earn $1 billion, that throws all of this into question.
I think Zootopia is going to make $1 billion. But, Vash, let me say this, and then we'll read the article. Please. When we're talking about spending $100 million per Frozen sequel, 3 and 4, $100 million each on voice acting, when we're talking about that,
right.
Folks, production for these usually costs something like $200 million. So as Vash was saying, that's a $300 million production, but they're not going to spend $300 million on Frozen and stop. That is not going to happen. On Frozen 3, $300 million, Frozen 4, $30 million. That is not how this works at all, because they have to spend on marketing. They got to put this on the Super Bowl. They're going to send this out there for the trailers. They're going to put, all kinds of stuff has to go on to get people to be excited about Frozen. And so,
correct.
The typical budget spent at the low end for films is $100 million. But for a big movie like Frozen or like a Marvel film or something like that, easily $200 million. Now, where Vash gets that billion amount is, you take the $300 million in production once you've got the voice acting in here, which is a massive voice acting payment. You add that with the marketing and with the production, all of this, you're at $500 million. You're at $500 million. And when you put out a $500 million production and ad spend film, it needs to make twice that back to break even, because Uncle Sam and the theaters get their cut. So Disney only gets half back. So Disney's got to make $1 billion to get $500 million back. And if they get $500 million back, they only covered the costs. So Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, is betting everything on Frozen making $1 billion, and fine, probably will. Okay. As long as it's not woke, it probably will. But what he's doing here is he's setting a precedent. And this is where it gets dangerous for the next CEO. As Bob Iger gets ready to leave, he gets ready to go out the door. He is setting the precedent for these voice actors. Yeah, we'll pay you $30 million a movie. What? No, you can't. You can't pay that kind of money. That is crazy amounts of cash that can't last under the next CEO. There's no way you can afford that.
Absolutely not. I mean, when I was doing some math earlier for our Zootopia video, Pro, I was inputting the numbers that have been reported for Snow White. We think this is actually much larger than this.
Oh, we know it is. It was actually 360.
I mean, right.
But
so I went with.
You're actually not wrong. So that reported net budget is correct. That's the reported budget. But a budget is not the expense. A budget is what they wanted to spend. What they actually spent was reportedly from Forbes and Deadline and some other places. I think the Hollywood Reporter is on this as well. $360 million.
Yeah, and again, even with the conservative approach of $270 million, and with a $150 million marketing and advertising spend, I mean, I was saying, look, Snow White had to produce at least $945 million at minimum to break even. So if these are taken up to $300 million, bro, with a M&A that's anywhere close to 150, you are looking at $1 billion to break even, not to profit, folks, to break even. And that's where these absolutely get insane. They are betting big on Frozen 3 and 4 that they will be able to produce these kind of results. And I'm just not sure the enthusiasm for the franchise actually exists to that extent. But here you go. Disney's reported salaries for the Frozen franchise's 3 central stars have been set into a new benchmark in animation history. According to reporting from The Wrap, Kristen Bell, Josh Gad, and Idina Menzel have signed deals for salaries worth more than $60 million apiece to return for Frozen 3 and 4 combined. And the figure includes both upfront compensation and back-end participation, making it one of the most lucrative pay packages ever offered to voice actors. I don't even know if they're paying this much for Tim Allen and Tom Hanks to return for Toy Story 5, or at least I haven't heard. And I think Tim Allen just reported that he had completed his session right there. So this is absolutely big time money here, bro.
Yeah, and here's the problem for Disney. Folks, have you seen that Hoppers trailer? It's a Pixar original. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Here's what's happening. Yeah. They can't make original stuff anymore. Their writers don't know how to make original stuff. They don't know how to make stuff that you would love. So they're having to go back to Incredibles and Toy Story and Frozen and Moana. The assembly line of sequels is what they become. And that's fine. That's fine, right? I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. The issue is that when you make sequels are grossly more expensive because you have to bring back the talent, and the talent knows, oh, that was a big success, so now I am going to get a lot more money, and then negotiate for a lot more money. And you can't, so a sequel makes a lot more at the box office, hopefully. And this is why if a sequel makes less, it's over. It's over. And we'll have people say, the sequel made a little bit less, but it's okay. And it's like, no, that's not economically how that works. Because sequels, they generate a lot more money, usually at the box office, but they cost a ton. It's so much more expensive because the talent gets paid so much more. Now, what this does is it means that originals are going to be squeezed out even more, because let's say, Vash, that I'm a voice artist, okay? I'm a voice actor, or I'm just a well-known celebrity. We'll use Zendaya for a minute, okay? Just for the fun of it. Let's say that I'm Zendaya, and Disney approaches me and says, okay, we're making this original movie, and we really want you to be in it. And I'm Zendaya, and I look and I say, well, now, wait a minute. You paid Josh Gad $30 million, right? I say, yeah, he's Olaf. And you say, okay, well, I'm Zendaya. So for me to do your movie now, this original that you want me to do, I need you to pay me 32, maybe shit goes up to 35, right? I need you to pay me that because I got to make more than Josh Gad because I'm Zendaya. In a world of theory. We're just in world of theory here. Now, what that means is that if it's a sequel that Zendaya is not in, then maybe she gets another character in a sequel. But if it's an original, Disney's going to have to say to her, well, we can't afford that. We can't afford you because this isn't a sequel. It's an original. And we're not guaranteed this thing to make more than $200 million. And we can't bet the farm on you as the leading actor, right? That's why Elio has nobody in the lead and the voices. And then that means that you've diminished the voice talent that you can get. See this doom cycle we're talking about? And Bob Iger has done this. Bob Iger has created this, and it's going to be a mess for the next CEO to come in and clean up.
Yes. No, I absolutely. I mean, this is where they're at. And by the way, this was by Bob Iger's direction, purpose, or specifically, I should say, because when he came in,
$100 million each.
yeah, Well, to your point, bro, when he came in, I think he understood that the creative engine had stalled for the Walt Disney Company. It's like, okay, well, the only way we're going to actually be profitable is not doing Strange World and Wish. It's by doing sequels to established franchises and really focusing on those. And hopefully the creative is good enough in which they don't destroy these brands in the long run and so forth. So it's like, okay, we're going to do Inside Out 2, we're going to do Moana 2, we're going to do Toy Story 5, we're going to do Frozen 3, now 4. And all of this kind of stuff. But yeah, you do have this kind of diametrically opposed kind of trend line in which the budgets they ramp up, but audience enthusiasm might actually be going down. Look, and this is done at a time, by the way, where Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, that movie that came out that accrued, I think it's like $750 million at the box office and still ongoing as it releases in China. That was made for $20 million. The entire movie. Right. And again, that doesn't, that gets you Kristen Bell and maybe some voice talent from Josh Gad, according to these figures. I mean, that's absolutely insane to provide this much. And the long-term issues, like you said, Pro, where everybody's going to be wanting this deal, especially if they do original works for Disney, it's going to be a huge, huge problem, because now you set the precedent going forward in this animation sphere. And I just don't know if the market can bear it.
And here's the other problem. Because there's no longer a Blu-ray, no DVD market out there. It's all on Disney Plus and it's for free. These movies don't make any money. They make no money after they leave the box office. And that's not true for other studios. So that's why Disney has put themselves in a very terrible place. And I got to say, Idina Menzel and her voice, she's worth the $30 million. Okay. I'm not as a talent, not from a talent standpoint or favoritism or anything like that, but simply like, here's the deal economically. You got to have Idina. She has to sing. Kristen Bell, she's the next in line. Josh Gad, there are lots of people who can do a Josh Gad impression, an Olaf impression, and nail it. He doesn't do much of this. I mean, the singing silly, he sounds like the guy from Book of Mormon because he is the guy from Book of Mormon. And so you can get people to replicate that. Okay, it's a cartoon voice. You can do Olaf. He doesn't need $30 million. When you pay everybody this kind of money, if you pay the trio this kind of money, then you know what? The next time you want to make a movie, another sequel, and they say, I believe I'm going to take $40 million. And they're going to say, why? And you say, because you paid Josh Gad 30.
Yeah.
That's the dirty deal Disney has now.
They already doubled it. I mean, if Frozen 2, for example, they all got paid 15. But they're already doubling it. Who knows what they want if they do a Frozen 5 or whatever else. You're exactly right there. And I do believe it was collective, right? I do believe it was kind of like the Friends deal where it was like, okay, well, you pay one, you're going to pay us all. Or else we're all not coming back.
Yeah, I can break that up if I'm Disney. If I'm Bob Iger. Hard to know.
Some people are worth melting for, bro.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Folks, you know what's not bad either? When you click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. We do this, folks, because we're passionate about it. We do it because we love bringing you what's really going on in Hollywood. And no need to pay us $30 million. We'll just do this for the pure passion of it. We love the money too, but hey, passion, that's where it's at. Folks, until the next time, it's your friends from TPP saying, hey, yet again, all the news should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.